What's good, YouTube? Steel here. And at the time of this recording, Cresselia X drop event has just landed into Pokemon Pocket, and this video will be a complete guide on how not only to efficiently, but the most effective way to complete all missions, as well as get as many promo packs as possible. To my right, you can see all 5 promos that are included in this drop event. The 2 main ones to be focused on are Cresselia EX and Misdreavus. I don't know why I pronounced that so weird. Regardless, those 2 are exclusive to this promo pack, and as you guys, unfortunately, we all know, trading does not include promos. So this will be our one time to guarantee these cards. We won't know when we have another chance. As for Turtwig, Electivire, and Skarmory, those are 3 cards that are good in their own right, but as a collector, I want all of them. But what you really want to like guarantee is those 2. Granted, we can't guarantee what we pull. We can only guarantee how many times we pull from this pack and hope for the best. Which first and foremost, I wish you all the best of luck with that. I remember the last drop event, I didn't get my second Blastoise until the last day. With that said, I'm wishing you all the best. And the first most important thing is that only expert missions guarantee you that promo pack. So to maximize the free-to-play way to do this, which is how I've never spent a dime on these events, is to beat those events in your first try so that you're able to get all the prizing that comes with it, all the Wonder Glasses or shop tickets or Wonder Glass, whatever they come with. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head, but you want to do those all in your first try for beginner, intermediate. And if you see that you're losing or you're not gonna win with clearing all the things, make sure you retreat or concede, because losing does not take your stamina. So it's best to beat those with 1 stamina. With that said, I do want to focus on the intermediate because it does have one specific rule that it's important to apply to your deck. When it comes to the intermediate one, there's one challenge that's kind of throws off the deck list that you would standard see for a mission like this, where you just see dark types, you think Scolipede, Weezing, or if you have Darkrai, you go Darkrai. But the fact that they threw in you have to put a Pokemon to sleep here, I don't quote me, because I do believe if you were to play a deck that just like puts them to sleep and then retreat, like concede and lose, it still counts for this. But just I honestly forgot to try this, but what I did do is list the cards that do put Pokemon to sleep. These are the 8 options you have to put a Pokemon to sleep. Granted, if you weren't in the event for Jigglypuff, it's another emphasis on why these events are so important to play while they're available. It's luckily we have the option of Flabebe. But point is, all these cards, I put them in like order of like how I would like rank them basically. Jigglypuff and Flabebe do it for just 1 energy, put their opponent's Pokemon to sleep. So it's like very standard, straightforward. You're able to like do it, then retreat it, and go on with your game plan as planned. An extension of that are the stage 1's Frostmoth, and I don't want to butcher the name. That mushroom that you see right there. And then you start leaning towards Darkrai, Vileplume, Wigglytuff, Hypno. Hypno, I have it like at the least tier because although it's the most splashable, so it's probably the one I recommend if you don't want to like mess up your strategy the most. Hypno is a coin flip, so you might like take a few turns before you get it. And there is a kind of like a urgency to winning at a certain amount of time with all these challenges. But the Hypno does let you do it in any deck, so that's also important to note. Regardless, if you're able to fit any of these into your deck, you're able to do the sleep challenge and win. It's important, but ultimately you need to find one of these 8 Pokemon to put into your deck in order to complete that challenge. Ultimately, outside of the intermediate and the beginner challenges, they both advanced and expert require you to win multiple times, 5 times per advance and 15 and 20. 10 and 20 respectively for expert. And so don't put too much pressure on yourself on like doing all the missions in your first try. Like, know that you have to win multiple times anyways. So the most important part is just getting them out of the way, and that they will give you promo packs, and then the expert guarantees them. That's like the most important thing to keep in track, which is why we're focusing on the expert deck as a whole. This expert deck, as you can see, is very bulky in the sense that you have Cresselia healing, you have the giant cape to give it more health, and you have Leaf to like consistently bounce around, which is a way that honestly the computer tries to play around the Weezing play, which is why Weezing you might not feel like good enough for like Scolipede Weezing like usual. But that's why my deck of choice is the classic Arbok Weezing Koga deck. From way in the beginning of Genetic Apex, this list, honestly, there'll be some gameplay at the end of how much it dominates this matchup, mainly because of Arbok. Due to the way the computer plays, they're constantly like building up the Cresselia, but also trying to get it out of the way so that it could heal at the same time, get rid of the poison, whatever. Once Arbok locks in their Pokemon, there's like nothing they could do, and trust me, it's a breeze. An option that might seem weird is the Darkrai, but remember we're trying to win with like all like 3 diamonds and below, so we don't have access to Mew. An option you could play is technically Tauros. Playing this deck as is allows you to beat every challenge in every difficulty, regardless of it. Obviously, when it comes to sleep, you're gonna have to depend on drawing the Darkrai and building it up. But granted, you have Pokemon communication, you have Pokeballs, you have Kogas to like block with Weezings for a while. Like, you don't have to go out of your way to make this Darkrai work. You just have to build it up. Honestly, though, if you don't have a Darkrai, that's where it comes in, where you play like a Jigglypuff or Hypno just to do it regardless, like to do it in the background or just to do it and get them out of there and just do your game plan. With that said, some honorable mentions on how to beat this event includes, but it's not limited to, the Weezing Scolipede deck, the standard deck that most people play for these events or played like when you're playing Weezing competitively. The only thing that's missing is that the sleep component, but granted, like I said, you could fit it in elsewhere. And also the Cresselia likes to move around too much with Leaf, so you might be struggling to find a way to deal that lethal damage. But the deck does work, and I promise you, like a few tries here and there, like I said, you don't have to stress in the expert level to get all the missions in one, because they are expecting you to win 10 to 20 games in that category. It also goes without saying that if you're fortunate enough to have access to like the full power meta version of Darkrai with Weavile, feel free to play. It will crush this opponent. It doesn't get you the mission of 3 diamonds or less, but once you get the 3 diamonds or less with either a Scolipede deck or the Arbok one that I posted, you could just turn to Weasel and just like steamroll through this. But I'm aware that not everybody has access to these brand new cards, so that's why I didn't want to make it like the key way of beating this event, because it's not necessary. And like I said, if you have Arbok and Weezing, trust me, that's enough. And then you have any form of sleep, you get the intermediate challenge as well. So going back to this deck list, I truly believe this is the way to do it. You'll see a gameplay right after where I cruise through the expert level, and the opponent can't really do anything to stop what you're going for, because you have the weakness like on your favor. You also have Arbok trapping their Pokemon in place, as well as Weezing applying pressure early. And then the Darkrai, again, as said, it's there for an extra attacker. It's an extra body that you can put there while you build up other things. Other options there could be, like, you could put a muck line, like a 1/1 muck, like sort of how they used to do it at the beginning days of Genetic Apex. The most important thing I could tell y'all is to please make sure you use your stamina on expert level, as it will guarantee you that pack. Don't worry about losing. You don't lose stamina for that. And patience is key. And I hope all of y'all get your promos or your Cresselias or your full playsets of all these promos. And with that, I hope you enjoy the gameplay. If you enjoy this content or need any other questions that maybe I didn't answer, feel free to comment them down below, and I'll take my time to answer every question. I always tend or try to do so. And above all else, stay pro. This hand's pretty good. As long as the Pokeball gets us at Ekans, which for the most part it should. Or we could just open Ekans as well. Darkrai's there because I was kind of using this deck as a pseudo also for the intermediate, where you need to put something to sleep. Also, excuse that I'm nasally, I'm still getting past the... what's this called? What I'm going through, yeah, my bad. So yeah, that's the big like deal that they have in their deck, the Cresselia. And yeah, it could heal 20, but we're gonna be dealing a lot more than it could keep up with. First, there's Leaf. And Arbok, since you have the weakness, like we have the weakness advantage, the type advantage, the Arbok is gonna hit for 80 and not let them run away, which is huge. Their deck relies a lot on Leaf and stuff to move around, as you might see them do right now, just to heal the... In most games, you'll see them like Leaf and then teleport Ralts right back into what the Cresselia that they just dipped away. In this case, they didn't have it, so even better for us. If we had the Arbok ready, we could have already knocked this out, but there's no rush there. again, the dark deck is gonna be the best thing to use, whether you have your full power dark right. Although this is also trying to get the 3 diamond or less. But again, these missions require you to win 10 times and win 20 times. So don't feel bad about splitting up the missions. You get me? Like if you want win with the dark deck, then win with the 3 or less. Granted, for this mission for expert, you don't need the dark. You just need to win with the 3 or less, the 3 diamonds or less. Yeah, so here that's at 50. There's a reason, like, also there's like a debate where you could play, not a debate's not the right word, but like you could play Cyrus over the Sabrina and it would make sense. We start building up Darkrai as well. There's not much they could do to stop you, is what I'm trying to get at. And here, though, we don't have Koga. We could always just leaf away the Weezing. And we finally have Arbok online, so... yeah, so we just go leaf here. That's 2 points, and then we're basically online to either trap or one-shot anything that they put up front. Probably leaf away, nothing? Okay. And this is pretty much game. We could, I guess, I'd build this up. And yeah, just trap. Actually, my bad. I completely missed this play. Yeah, we just Sabrina and win. My bad. I got that sickness brain, bro. And it was really that simple.